To the election campaign now, and the Prime Minister is flying to Darwin this morning before heading to Western Australia.
The opposition leader selling his policies to Tasmanian voters. Sky News Chief Political Reporter Kieran Gilbert joins us now with the details. Kieran,
Michael Nina, thank you very much. Yeah, Tony Abbott in Tasmania is going to be announcing an expansion funding boost for the Hobart International Airport. Kevin Rudd is in the top end in Western Australia, visiting Darwin and Kununurra, and will be announcing an expansion, funding expansion for the Ord River irrigation project, and the jobs involved, of course, has been a big focus this week for Labor. Let's check in with our reporters on the ground. Laura Jays is on the Rudd campaign and filed this report.
Kevin Rudd will turn his attention to Northern Australia today, unveiling plans in Darwin and the far northwestern town of Kununurra. He'll focus on economic development and infrastructure. And in 2008, Kevin Rudd became the first PM to visit Kununurra in 2 decades. Today, he'll also go to Darwin for the first time this election, where he'll be campaigning hard for the Indigenous vote. It comes, of course, just days after Tony Abbott unveiled his own plan for Indigenous Australia, including the appointment of the former ALP President Warren Mundine as his special advisor. Now, both major parties do have a first-term commitment to bring forward a referendum on recognising Indigenous people in the Constitution. But Kevin Rudd has brought forward that timetable by promising it would happen within 2 years of this election. If you look at the pure politics of this visit to the Northern Territory, it's as much about shoring up the vote in the seat of Lingiari, held by Warren Snowden. The Indigenous vote come September 7 will be crucial to the ALP. Laura Jays, Sky News, on the campaign trail with Kevin Rudd.
So from the Rudd campaign to the Abbott campaign now in Tasmania, the other end of the country, here's Tom Connell.
Tony Abbott's pitch to Tasmanians will boil down to one word, and that's jobs. This state has the highest unemployment rate in the country, and for that reason, even people who normally vote Labor will at least be listening to Tony Abbott's plan. He has spoken about a special economic zone here in Tasmania, but he hasn't yet detailed just what that will be. He's also spoken about opening up the forestry industry for more investment. Again, voters will want to know some detail on that. There are 5 seats in total in the Apple Isle. The coalition has its eye on 2 to 3 of them. Labor holds 4 seats in total, so this could be a pretty key battleground in this election. Tom Connell, Sky News, on the Abbott campaign, Launceston.
And since the release of the pre-election fiscal outlook on Tuesday of this week, the government has really been trying to increase the pressure, focus a lot on the coalition's alternatives, its costings plan. Here was Joe Hockey last night, deflecting a bit of that criticism. He was on the Richo and Jones program.
On the one hand, the Labor Party criticises us for saying that we can't continue with the school kids bonus. That's more than $1 billion a year. But on the other hand, they say you haven't got any savings. We've already said, for example, that we're not going to continue with the $10 billion Clean Energy Fund. We've said we're going to reduce the humanitarian refugee intake from 20,000 back to 13,750, which saves around $1.3 billion. We're going to get rid of Labor's waste, like $180,000 on a study into ergonomic chairs,